Hi guys. Bado sijakuwa sawa lakini niko sawa. Sawa. So, kuna watu wanadhani hii story ya usini jokes. And let me tell you, nikawaonyesha inbox yangu. Kuna watu wengi sana, wengi na wako serious. Kuna watu wanasema mimi nitafanya hivi, I will do this. Mimi mkisha nini mimi nitafanya hivi, mkimaliza kufanya hivi mimi nitafanya hivi. Na mnadhani ni jokes, lakini hiki kitu bado si rahisi. Ni rahisi tukaweza kuwa serious na tukue pamoja. Tunahitaji watu wanaweza tuelezea vizuri ni nini tunahitaji. Kitu fulani inaweza cost kama pesa ngapi, ndio ni kitu serious. Watu wako serious because huku nje tumeachiliwa. Wao wanadhani walitusahau, kumbe sisi sasa tulishawasoma na sisi tunawasahau pole pole. Mnajua ni kina nani walidhani walitusahau, lakini sisi tunawasahau pole pole. Tushawasoma, nyinyi hamjatusoma bado. Sisi hamwezi tusoma. So tunahitaji hata kunafaa kuwa na maloya, my engineers mutokee pia nyinyi, mtuelezee hivi na hivi. Na watu wenye mko na mashamba kubwa kubwa tunawaomba. Mnaweza fanya kakando tu kadogo tu kama eka 8 hivi, kadogo tu hapo kando mtupatie. Ikuwe kitu yenye. Tutajua mahali tutatoa madaktari. Madaktari wako huku nje wengi. Na wengine tunatoka India. Sasa sisi wagonjwa wetu hawatakuwa wanaenda India, watakuwa wanaenda India ndani ya Kenya. Na bado mkitaka tubadilishe, hata si lazima iregistiwe na vitu za huku kwenyu. Tunaweza register na vitu zingine. Ni serious, on a serious note. So si jokes. Na nawashukuru sana. Hizi vitu tulianza, naomba msi give up mapema, na mimi sikuangi mtu wa ku give up. So hii kitu tuendelee hivyo hivyo. Ni hayo tu kwa leo. Hakuna ku give up na hakuna kuvunjwa moyo na mtu. No. Tunaenda. We are going to do this. Something else nilikuwa nimesahau. You see this thing of going to a family and doing some nini, hatuendi side moja peke yake. Nataka hata tupange moja ya Kisumu, ingine Mombasa, twende Kisii, twende Kakamega, twende Bungoma, twende Busia, Kitale. Lazima tutatembea Kenya mzima. You will see us. Tutaenda Kenya mzima, sawa? Mubarikiwe sana na tuendelee kujikaza hivyo hivyo. Asanteni sana. Thank you.
Emergency round hii mimi nimewasupport 100%. Hii mambo ya hospitali nataka ifunguliwe kwa kila county, 47 counties na za big cities. Tuko na UK Kisumu, tuko na Nairobi hapa, tuko na Nakuru, tuko na Eldoret na Mombasa. Ile kitu tunataka, kama mtakosa space, hizi manyumba za affordable housing tutangoa, tuweke hapo hospitali yetu. Hiyo hospitali itatibu watu wengi, mimi najua itakuwa 24/7, madawa itakuwa. Mimi kama kwanza daktari wa meno mkuu, nitakuwa natibu watu free. Hakuna mambo ya SHA.
Genz have decided to build a TikTok General Hospital. Very brilliant idea. But I have some questions. Now, before you throw stones, let us allow logic to come in and emotions to step outside. Number one, who is going to manage the fund that is spanning to onwards of 4 billion to 8 billion, because that is the amount of money we are looking at to come up with a state-of-the-art level 6 hospital? Just last year, a girl, Hanifa Adan, decided to raise money for the victims of Maandamano, 11 million Kenyan shillings. This money, because of the culture of mistrust in this country, nearly caused that girl to commit suicide. Simple question. What will happen to the handlers of a money that is spanning to 4 billion Kenyan shillings? Not forgetting, politics will come in no matter how we try to evade, and immediately politics step in, mistrusts come in, and the entire project comes to a halt. Let us imagine that we go above that hurdle. Even we go above the hurdle of managing the entire project, because that's not a small project. Procurement of medical equipments. My people, if you want to understand the largest, the biggest, the most dangerous cartel in this country, is the cartel under the medical system of this nation. Wachana na cartel wa majani chai na kahawa. The cartel in the medical system is one dangerous cartel. that manages how medicine is going to flow in this country, how medical equipments are going to flow in this country. In short, they manage the hospitals the way you see them. If we manage to go above this hurdle, the greatest and the largest hurdle is the sustainability of this hospital. Because building alone is not it. Running that hospital for the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, that is where the greatest question comes in. Now, I volunteer to come in to work. If I volunteer will come in on Tuesday and I fail to come in on Tuesday, there is a patient who was waiting for me to come in on Tuesday. What will happen? Because the boss will not question me because the boss is not paying me. The hospital need a constant supply of oxygen, constant supply of electricity, constant supply of water. All these things are running on a cost. My very simple question is this. Are we not too ambitious? I am not poking holes. By the way, I am a great believer in great initiatives. But this one, let us have a cordial discussion. Tafadhali, let us not involve emotions, by the way.
Building level 5 hospitals in all 47 counties is not a joke. It is a visionary thing, but it will fail because of these challenges. Number one, funding and sustainability. Funding and sustainability is very important because building a level 5 hospital requires a lot of money, billions. Gen Z might not have the financial muscles or a long-term revenue model to fund, to construct, equip the hospitals and run them sustainably. Without a clear financial structure, public-private partnerships, government subsidies, or external donors, the dream will stall. The dream will fail. Number two, political resistance. You see, health is a devolved function in Kenya. Governors and county governments may resist. If they feel Gen Z is interfering with their mandate, they will resist. Politicians, we all know them, they may hijack or frustrate the initiative for personal or partisan gain. Okay? Number three, very important, bureaucracy and red tape. Getting approvals, land allocations, licenses is a slow process and mostly politicized. So corruption in procurement will make this dream fall because land grabbing, tendering process could choke the project even before it starts. Number four, management capacity. Even if hospitals are built, let's say they are built, they require specialists, nurses, medical equipment, medicines, and operational budget. Okay? Who will form this? Who will do all these processes? Kenya, as we talk, faces a lot of shortage of doctors, meaning hospital could stand as white elephants with no staff or supplies. Number five, duplication of services. Okay, many counties, in Kenya already have referral hospitals. Without integration into the existing health facilities, the Gen Z facilities might duplicate services instead of filling gaps, in the health sector. Number six, shifting priorities. Gen Z movement often begin with enthusiasm, but can lose steam when the initial hype dies down. They go with the hype. Without a long-term institutional framework, the project risks collapsing. And once the public attention fades, the project will go down. Number seven, accountability and transparency. Let's be honest, okay?
Because this movement is expensive, we are tired na maandamano na kuuliwa na kufanya nini. So this new hospital that we are planning to build, because niko na simiti zangu mbili, my 2 cements are there. Tusiite TikTok, tusiite jina yote ya TikTok. Tuite jina mzuri, a new Kenya teaching and referral hospital. This one should be a new Kenya teaching and referral hospital. Like we can add some things, but isikuwe TikTok. Like we want a new Kenya. More so, chukueni ID, kila mtu akuwe na ID yake. Kila mtu achukue kura. 2027 we know what to do. Mdomo mingi tupunguze. Chukua ID yako. Enda chukua kura. To finish kumalo. Silent. Unajua enye DJ Afrodi tuambia SKSM. Silent moving. Silent moving, silent killing. Thank you.
So, nasikia kuna plan ya majenzi wanataka kuanza kuchangisha pesa, kutengeza mahospitali, kutengeza mashule. Si Gen Z peke yake, hii ikuwe ni plan ya Wakenya wote mpaka millennials nao wengine. Hiyo sasa tuko ndani kabisa. Mkianza you share the pay bill, penye tutatuma pesa tutume, tuanze kujenga vitu zetu. Kwa sababu sasa I'm very happy vile we are waking up na tuna realize it is us on our own. Politicians hawako. By the way, tunaweza kujenga hospitali kila county, a very nice hospital. Tukue na own doctors hapo, tujenge mashule zetu, our own universities. By the way, tunaweza. Ile spirit niliona watu walienda nao kwa kina yule kijana Kaluma. Tukiwa na hiyo spirit, tunaweza jenga hizo hospitali. So isiwe tu ni story ya Genz, iwe ni ya Wakenya wote of all ages. Hiyo nimesupport 100%, naunga mkono na miguu 100%. That's a good idea. So let's make it materialize. Tufanye iwe ikame into reality. Isiwe tu ni gumzo, isiwe tu ni ndoto. Let us make it work, by the way. That's a good idea. Good idea.
Nimeamkia leo ati Wakenya wanataka kujenga hospitali. The youth wamesema hapana, like we can't keep going to hospitals that we can't afford. So sasa tumeamua we're going to build our own hospital, and they actually have the figures, like wameshajua ita cost ngapi. Ini sasa hizo picha zenye sasa zinapitia through TikTok sai, but nafikiri hospitali nafaa kwa basically this is like a hosi yenye imetengenezwa na watu like the Genz or people from TikTok all over, and it's going to have nurses, itakuwa na specialists, doctors for cancer, heart problems, and treating Kenyan patients for free. I think that is an amazing idea. Wamesema ita cost around 2 billion kujenga, like it's going to cost around 2 billion to build the hospital, and everyone, kila mtu anajitolea skills zenye ako nazo, kama like unajua kujenga, kama unajua maneno ya computer, and I just like I'm amazed at how like our future looks good, like our youth wakona so much potential, and I'm so happy like to see this. 100% hoping that itakuja true, like this idea will come to fruition. Yeah, so I think that's the news that's going around today, so let's hope for the best, guys.
So nasikia Genz wanataka kujenga hospitali. It's not a bad idea, but wacha tuanze pole pole. Ama namna gani? Actually, I am in for anything that is going to show the middle finger to the current political class. And I don't care which section of the political class they come from or they belong to. Hii maneno ya hospitali, I think we should start with the most crucial part of it. That is emergencies. Like ICUs, like maternity. So kama tunaweza kuja na hii, tuweke hii nguvu kwa ICU. We only provide free ICU medical services across the country, like one major ICU facility in every county, or maybe in every sub-county. Sawa. Unajua mtu kama ni mgonjwa, anaweza tafuta tu paracetamol mahali fulani, atafute aspirin, ajisaidie. Lakini mtu ambaye hana uwezo wa kupumua na serikali haimshughulikii, huyu mtu atateseka na atakufa tu juu ya kukosa pumzi. So wacha tuanze na ICUs, emergency ICU facilities, sponsored by Genz, sponsored by Kenyans. Halafu tuende pole pole tukitafuta hiyo hospitali kubwa. Ama namna gani? Have a lovely day, people. Beautiful concept, by the way.
So I saw this idea on TikTok. Kenyan Genz want to raise 1.5 billion shillings to build a free hospital. At first I thought, this is a crazy idea, but the more I looked into it, the more it actually makes sense. Let's talk about how it could work, not just one hospital, but a whole Genz health system. Many hospitals. First, raise 1.5 billion, build the first hospital, no shortcuts, no government handouts, pure people work, right? Genz crowdfunded for protest, so why not healthcare, right? This hospital will be built debt-free, owned by people, for the people. This isn't a luxury hospital. This is for the mama mboga, boda rider, student who can't afford private care. Walk in, get treated, walk out. No consultation fees, no bribes, no M-Pesa message after treatment, right? Perfect. But building is just step one. Running it costs a lot of money. Salaries, medicine, equipment, electricity. A medium hospital costs around 100 to 150 million shillings a month to run. So how do we keep it alive without begging for donations every year? That's the big question. Now the plan, Gen Z built their own health system, call it GA, the Gen Z Health Authority. Instead of insurance companies or SHA we don't trust, people subscribe directly to it, 100 bob per month. That's it. If 1 million people contribute, that's 1.2 billion a year, enough to keep the first hospital running smoothly. If 5 million contribute, that's 6 billion a year. Now we expand. More hospitals, more clinics across the entire country. The numbers, to put it into perspective, a 500-bed hospital needs about 1,200 staff, doctors, nurses, support staff. Monthly operating costs are about 100 million to 150 million per month. That's 1.2 to 1.5 billion a year, which matches perfectly with 1 million people paying 100 bob per month. The math checks out. Now comes the trust. Now, how do we make sure this doesn't become another scam? Blockchain. Every shilling raised, every expense paid, visible to everyone. No politician, no middleman, no funny business. You open just an app on your phone, you see how much came in, how much went to salaries, how much went to medicine. 100% transparency. Blockchain is next to impossible to be hacked. Now here's the full picture. First hospital built by Gen Z, sustained by small monthly contributions, expanded into a whole network. Hospitals owned by the people, no corruption, no gatekeepers, right? Healthcare as a right, powered by us. The 1.5 billion hospital is not the end, it's just the beginning. If Gen Z can protest in the streets, if we can crowdfund millions overnight, we can build something that politicians have failed to give us for decades, right? So the question is, will you give 100 bob a month to make sure no Kenyan dies because they couldn't afford treatment? Or are we going to keep waiting for a system that never cared about us? Yeah, food for thought. Keep winning.